I like it.
We'll have to have like a song of the week. I think we should have something where we dance to Aaron and
This
I
is
am
total
dancing
throwback to 8th grade.
like the butterfly and the Tootsie Roll.
This is not the music I work out to. I'm sorry.
What is the music you work out to? Like,
I don't know. I never listen to it except for when I work out. It's
Yeah.
dubstep. I need it to be
Dubstep.
loud. I need that bass going.
All right, let's find some dubstep. I love electronic dance music, but I don't know if that's what dubstep is.
I'm just kidding.
No, I don't think you're kidding.
I'm not. Yeah, you're right. You caught me.
Is it like this type of stuff? I'm on YouTube right now.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's pretty much it.
It's like a dubstep remix. Do you get it off of YouTube or
Pandora.
Pandora? Cool. All right. We'll see when they get here. But I felt like everyone needs like a surge of energy. I know I do. And I was telling them that Periscope has helped me just trying to be more fun and like captivating to a stranger live audience makes it kind of like, one, it makes you work out harder if you're doing a workout in front of an audience for me. And then two, just your skills and how to talk to people and like be captivating. So anyway, I think that would be fun to try out for a little while. But yeah, I would love to go over, I went over last week the game plan, like I'm doing the clean eating challenge, which I'm sticking to that calendar, clean eating challenge. Tried to do, there's Kayla. Kayla, you missed our dance party. We were doing music and dancing.
Dang it.
I don't know if we can hear you yet either, but so the clean eating is this week, and this one is not going to be my most fancy or whatever, but just put it together. And I actually did one of those ads on Facebook where I got new people to join, like totally fresh new people. And it's kind of, not that it's scary, but it makes me a little uneasy because I'm used to the warm market of at least people who know people, like Indianapolis people or friends of friends. So I'll let you guys know how that goes. But the Facebook ads do work. I mean, the more money you spend, the bigger of a like you're going to get on those pages, which should make you feel good about any of those like coaches. If you see their like pages, they're all using Facebook ads. So that's why they get that activity a majority of the time. So doing that. And then of course we're all talking about Hammer and Chisel for January 4th. I think a lot of people, Dana, I talked about how you mentioned that last time, but doing a weight concentrated challenge. So it'll be just calling people who want to get into weightlifting, people who have been doing weightlifting but haven't seen results or whatever it is, but like a weightlifting focus. That way they can do 21 Day Fix and Fix Extreme or Body Beast. That way it's not limited to Hammer and Chisel. Were you thinking of still doing something like that?
Yeah, definitely, because Hammer and Chisel, like, it's not going to be.
I don't think we can hear you now, Dana.
You can't. Can you?
I can hear you.
Oh, maybe I turned down my music. Hold on. Sorry.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. I just feel like Hammer and Chisel, it's not for everyone.
Right.
So, I mean, it's not a beginner program, so like, I don't want to limit just to that, and like the eating plan is still the same as.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's a good play because I noticed that when I did size, as jazzed up as I was on size, it wasn't the best response because it was so targeted. So I think it's great if you've got an awesome audience or if you're having people bang at your door, but if you're trying to be encapsulating by a lot of people, I think that's definitely what I'm going to do is try to, and I'm still open to whatever program works for people, putting them in a challenge group. So not trying to isolate people, but what I'd love to go over is people's goals for this month and just maybe focusing on the positive. And then of course, after we go through our goals, maybe then go through what we need help with. That way we can put it out into the universe first and then afterwards go over issues or hiccups or anything like that. Valerie, do you want to start with your goals?
Sure. I hope to hit SC5 this month. That's always a goal of mine. Really, honestly, my goal is to have a really successful challenge group. It starts tomorrow, and I have a question about that in a moment. But a really engaging group. I feel like my past groups, people are there and they're seeing things because it tells me, seen by, so many people. But there's very, very, very little engagement. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't really know exactly how I'm going to go about doing that, but I'm just going to kind of take it one day at a time. And because I have like 3 people in this group, so it's very small. And 2 of them are actually customers who already had the program and got it through. I don't even know exactly where they got it from, but saw that I was a coach and came to me and said, "Hey, I've got this program. I want you to be my support," basically. And one of them, she switched coaches from somebody that she's just kind of an acquaintance with to she's actually Josh's cousin. So I'm hoping to just have a really, really successful, motivating, engaging group.
Yeah.
So
what are you going to do differently this month, you think, or this time?
I don't know. I think I might have more challenges, like mini challenges.
Mm-hmm.
We've had them before and they've gone well, but probably more workout specific or meal plan specific rather than, how many shakes did you fit in this week and things like that.
Cool.
I do have a question though. When you start your group, how many days in advance do you set it up and let people and add people to it? Because I don't want to start feeding them a bunch of information, like a week prior. That would be, I don't know.
Yeah, I never used to do an intro week, but now I do just because people the reality is a lot of people order right before the deadline or later. So I always give that like grace week of a week, but I always coach the individual to say, start when you get your stuff, follow, because what they're getting is a program. Like they have a program. So if they just didn't even talk to you, they could follow the program.
Right.
Say start when you're ready, and then the first week is going to cover introductory content to get everybody caught up, introductions, that kind of stuff, and then the next week will be actual content. So I kind of just go ahead.
So you really create it and add them the first day of when you plan on launching it. I guess because I have a 21-day fixed group starting tomorrow.
Okay.
And because it's only a 3-week program, I like to have that first week as an intro, kind of getting used to the meal plan, getting people fit into the to the brackets that they need to be in.
Right.
So I'm not so much worried about this one in particular, but those that have the 30-day programs like max or 60-day, it just depends on the program. Do you do a first week intro and then you do the length, like 1 week, Curly, go 1 week of intro, and then you start your actual workout and meal plan.
That's what I do. Just in general. It doesn't matter if it turns into a 6. I mean, I might say it's a 4-week program, but I'm a very just in tune with the group. It's different every time. If they start to die off, I'm like, do you guys need to be re-engaged and join a new one? Or do you guys want to continue because you guys are all on fire and helping each other? And there is a sense of community if people have been helping each other for a while, that they like doing challenge groups with the same type of people. So to answer my question is that I always do an intro week just to get them caught up and settled in. And that way they're not so hard on themselves if they're not perfect the first week too. Because a lot of them will be experimenting. I don't know. I know when I started the 21-day fix, I had to experiment with it.
Right. And that's what I feel like it can be very overwhelming, especially with the meal plan. So, I mean, that's a huge, huge part of the program. It's not just the 30-minute workout. So having that intro week is good to, get people used to it and be able to ask questions before we actually launch the following week.
Yeah, that's my advice, but everyone could be a little bit different.
Nice, to do it in there too, so you're not answering the same question 5 different times.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, at least if it's posted in the group, it's like, it's kind of like what we kind of learned at Platinum Edge. It's like, you got to go look yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean,
You have to what?
you have to go and look yourself. Like, you can't, at least for me, I mean, I know we all work full-time jobs, so it's like, we don't have time to answer every little question. So it's like, if you can answer the basic ones, or maybe do like an FAQ or something major in the big group, and then kind of say, post your questions in here the week before. That way everyone can see them.
And that's a good, like, frequently asked questions. Even just, you could probably look up an article like 21 Day Fix frequently asked questions, and somebody probably has a blog where you could post that way that week, especially like Dana said.
I mean, like, not being like rude, but it's just like,
Yeah, no, it's true though. And that's what, as a coach, you're a better coach if you empower others to have, like you guys use the FAQ in Beachbody. Like the more you guys use that and don't lean on, just asking your coach. Like your coach isn't your FAQ. They're your leader and motivator and coach, but not, your resource through textbook. Awesome. Okay, cool, Valerie. How about you, Dana?
my goals. Well, I'm promoting that. The Hammer and Chisel, gonna start January 4th, but also doing my own kind of side thing with personal nutrition plans. But I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna do it, because if they want a specific nutrition plan broken down, that takes a lot of time. And I used to do that for free, and now I'm just like, my time is more valuable, where I know I won't be as motivated to do it.
Right.
If I don't have, I know that sounds shitty, but it's like, if they're going to value me and be a customer of mine, like that, there has to be that line of like, I want to help people, but I can't just keep giving myself away for free.
No.
So it's like trying to find, and I think it might be one of those things where if they're like, well, can you tell me like certain things to eat?
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of direct them, like if they're really concerned about just the general idea of things, like then I can kind of point them to certain different things like 21 Day Fix and stuff like that.
Right.
But if they want like a broken down schedule, I'll do that for them. I have before, but it just takes a lot of time. So I think it's just kind of seeing where they are and what, I don't know, I haven't really figured out an exact plan of how I'm going to charge for that.
Yeah. I think that would be really cool, especially with your expertise. I think like this is what I'm hearing you say that if I know that I have the Healthy on the Go guide. So it's like, that's the thing I've already created. Just have something, you already have it created. It's not if they want like, it was almost like grocery list. Like here's Dana Presnell's grocery list. That way you could just repurpose it. And then you could charge them for, I think like I've seen other trainers do, like here's just an automated plan. Like you could do a 21 Day Fix style, whatever you do. But like I've seen people do like, here's the 1200 bracket, the 1500 to 1700 bracket. And then that way you don't have to repurpose it. But then if they want a really customized one, then you charge more or whatever. But obviously you'll figure it out. You're like super smart with that. So yeah, I would say, like I know we have a friend, Jacqueline, was dealing with that, and it took a lot of time, and then she was not getting anyone to really invest in the Shakeology either. And so it's a dance, like where are they going to invest their money? So it's almost like if they do want I would do it like freebie, like one freebie, and then I have like very like something you could do easily with Shakeology, or like a sample of Shakeology for a week. And then if they want to like have the super customized things, I'd absolutely charge them for that. That's just all I would do, but I'm sure.
Like that's what I mean. Like the super customized ones, like.
Right. And you have to ask yourself, do you want to do that, or?
It depends on, and that's the thing. Like depends on how many people. Like I've only
right.
For like, and we haven't even gotten to that point of what exactly they want yet. So it's
right.
Like, I don't want to say, yeah, I'm gonna make it super customized for you. They can ask for that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
And we'll talk about it and different options, and I'll give them that option. I guess.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's very cool.
Because I also don't want to seem like, oh, I want to do this really customized thing for you so that you pay me more money. Like that's not what it's
right.
About. And it's like I want people who are really interested, not just people who, like I've written meal plans before, and like they say when you don't put $1 value on stuff, people don't even really value it. When you give stuff away for free, they're just like it seems nice at first. Seems like you're being all, just seems like you're being super nice, and feel like that has kind of backfired on me because now people think that now I have to kind of like ask for the money, and it sucks.
Yes. Yeah. I had a guy today do that. He was like, so do you want, can I just send you what I'm doing and you look at it? I'm like, actually, that's not my expertise. That's why I'm doing hammer and chisel from home and learning that and helping people with that. And then he was like, oh, well, would you want to write me a 4-week plan? I was like, what I wanted to say was like, if I were to do that, I would charge you for it and you can't afford me. No, I'm just kidding. But, you know, it's not creating that environment.
Realize how much goes into it.
Right.
Put together. Like, it's not a simple, like, let me throw this, like giving people options of what to eat. That's easy. But doing like a calorie, like nutrient breakdown.
And knowing what they're going to like and when they like to eat, and everyone's so different, but.
Well, and that's why like the customized one, it will be something that I would charge more for.
Cool. Well, it sounds like you've got, and I've been seeing, it's not like you're not advertising that already. So you're already on top of that, which is great. So cool.
Like, I mean, I've talked to you about it a little bit, but like still like since like I've been back from Platinum Edge, I've just been like, I don't know the direction to go because you get so much, and it's just like, I think kind of going back to like what just feels right to me and not trying a million different social media things because it's what everyone else is doing. It's just like focusing on what works or what feels right. Especially because like this is the busiest time of year at work too. It's just, like everything is like my mind's going 100 miles a minute.
Right. Yeah.
And I'm like comparing myself to people, and it's like, this is stupid. Like, why?
Yeah. I get off Facebook for that reason. I talk about this every Sunday night. I think you guys probably hear the broken record, but it's like, I'll be on Facebook for only so long. And it's one thing when it's all of you guys are like, yeah, woo, go. And then I see my colleagues, which like, or whatever, peers, and I'm so happy for them, but it's hard because you just want to do well. And that's the competitive nature in it. And I want you guys all to be competitive. I think it's an awesome trait, but it can be suffocating too. So yeah, I think that's the importance of this month and just the holidays is to stay focused and remember your goals, your why, and not compare yourself. And I think Dana's advice is awesome because you come back from those things and there are a million options, but at the end of the conference, Platinum Edge, Shailene says, you know, what works. And Christine's really good about it too. Like in her podcast, she's like, Christine Dwyer is our upline. And she's like, not everyone needs to be doing everything. I think she did a Periscope about you can quit something. Like it's okay. Like, yes, and you should quit. There's some things you should quit. You should absolutely not do. So anyway, that's good. Cool. How about you, Ben? You're on mute.
Hi.
Hi.
My computer's making loud noises, so I don't know if you can hear the humming or not. So, well, good. Anyways, for me, my goals are kind of get back. I'm just now like off the jet lag. As of last night, I got like a good amount of sleep, and so far I'm not passing out. So I'm finally caught up. So now, I think for me, like I'm still not on the coach side of it. I'm more on the motivating side. But the problem is that I've got so many things going on in my head on what I want to talk about that it kind of overwhelms me. I end up not talking about any of it. And so like I've got my notes on my phone is like 40 pages long of like things that I want to talk about. The problem is that I get it in my head, I write it down, and then I don't go back through and proofread it and shorten it because obviously I don't want to overwhelm it. And then so that's I need to get that focused a little more because I haven't really done anything. The other thing I really need to get used to is I'm an in-person social person. And so texting and Facebook and all that stuff's not normally my cup of tea. So I've got to get used to keeping myself motivated by other means other than, face to face with people.
Do you know that? Have you tried like the voice message on Facebook?
There's voice message on Facebook?
Yeah, so it's like a minute, and you can like invite or reach out to people that way. I think it's like a minute long, right, Maria?
And then you get voice messages back, which could help you be re-energized.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that
Okay.
or I mean, like, not to overwhelm you with another aspect, but like Periscope might be good for you then because it's more personal not as many people are on it yet.
Well, you guys probably saw that last video that I posted.
It
So
was
that was like
awesome.
that was like 13 straight minutes of me sitting there awkwardly in front of a camera, and then me spending about 4 hours cutting it up and putting it together. None of that was the order in which I said it. I was literally just making stuff up as I went. Then I found a way to put it together, and I think I've made so many videos where I put it on my phone and then I'll continue to redo it over and over again. By the end of the night, I got like 3 hours of videos, and then I end up deleting them all.
Don't delete them.
I'm so critical of myself, it's ridiculous. So
Yeah.
that's the most difficult part that I have to get used to. And the thing is, like, I'm trying to find a fine line of what I want to make a video of versus what do I want to make is just like a, a text post or an audio post or something, I guess, since I can do the audio. So it's more of just because I've learned over the few posts that I've posted. Like one person watched the video of that and then read another post and determined that I was depressed and started asking me all these questions. I'm like, so apparently I guess whatever I write must sound extremely depressing when I actually thought I was, in a good mood. So, so I'm really just trying to work on trying to figure out how I can get whatever I can to video. But the problem is that I talk forever, as you guys can hear. And so I need to try to make it to where I'm getting my videos under 3 minutes and still getting the amount of information I want out there to where I'm getting the right point of view across, where I'm actually hitting the right, notes. And when people get done watching it, I don't know if they think it's funny or what, if they at least understand what I'm trying to say. So that's I've got all that stuff going on, which is why I end up slowing myself down because I haven't found a groove yet. And I think that last trip I went on, that was a long break. So trying to get back into all that is what I'm working on right now. So
Yeah. I think that's, I'm sure like you and Dana communicate a lot, but that video one was awesome. I don't know. I wish I could make videos like that because I'm horrible at editing. I can't even figure iMovie out. And I think that's why I like Periscope so much. I'm like, it's raw, unedited. And the nice thing, Ben, is you can talk for you could talk for an hour and you have people commenting. So it's engaging. And people can say all sorts of stuff back, and it gives you feedback on how to be better too. So it's like in the end, and like Dana said, not a lot of people are on it. So it's not like it's all you're not practicing on your friends and family or practicing on these strangers, but if you can like captivate them, you can get them as followers. And so it's a really nice way to practice, get feedback, live feedback on what's working, what's interesting. And then you can it saves to your phone. So then you can then edit that. But the cool thing is if you're like, I'm going to Periscope every day and then it disappears every 24 hours, for me, it's just helped me with all sorts of content. While every video I posted, it gets maybe like 8 likes or 5 likes or 10 likes. I mean, people are thinking that I'm like I had friends texting me like, have you quit Angie's List? Like all of your content's so amazing. It looks like I'm immersing myself more when really I just, instead of sitting there and writing a post for 15 minutes, I'm just talking my thoughts out loud.
Right.
Stream of consciousness, which people actually appreciate, believe it or not. Like people don't want the perfect edited, which thank God, because it takes 4 hours.
Yeah.
So anyway, like Dana said, I would try it if you can.
Yeah, I would try that. I think I've also got 6 likes, and I'm pretty sure I'm one of those 6 likes. So that doesn't help much. But I haven't really been adding many people because I'm still not super comfortable. I don't know why. I mean, I'm still an insecure person when it comes to that, apparently. So that's something else I have to get used to is putting myself out there. Obviously, I can't make much of a difference if there's only like 3 people seeing it. So
I disagree with that, but I'm sure all these coaches could relate. Like I'm sure Dana relates to you on being like nervous to post stuff. And
I do, and the ones that I'm the most nervous to post end up getting the most either engagement or people reach out to me. Like it took a long time for me to actually get likes. Like I was out the other night and some girl was like, "What are you doing? Like you have like a huge following now. You used to get like 5 likes and now you have many." And it's like we talked about this at Platinum Edge too, and it's not about the number of likes because am I turning business that way? No, not consistently. So it's like the likes make you feel good, but a like is so easy. Like think about when you go to like something, it's just like so easy to just like something. And so I have a lot of people that never even liked any of my stuff, but finally reached out to me privately and felt like they could share their story with me because of those things that I posted. And I think it is hard to put yourself out there. And I think sometimes the harshest critics are the people that we think are supposed to be most proud of us. And at first they question it. Like at first, my close friends questioned my fitness and everything because I did have an eating disorder. So they questioned if I was doing the right thing. And so I think sometimes those closest to you are going to be the ones maybe, I mean, my friends never would comment on it and say those things, but they might reach out to me separately. But I think it also kind of shows you who you want to have. Like, remember, you have the choice. Like if those people are commenting and you have to go back and say that, you know, this isn't about talking about how depressed I am, you know. If you don't want to keep doing that, then you can delete them. Like, I mean, it sounds harsh, but it's kind of like, this is your business and your life, and you don't need anyone else bringing you down.
Yeah.
Well, what I've decided I'm going to do, and I actually tried to do it once, I went into work and someone started making fun of me for my workout video.
They do. Everyone does.
So the very next day, I tried to, after I got done working out, I usually videotape myself to get snapped. I just like screenshot on my phone, like a screen. And I found one where my face looked absolutely hilarious. And I tried to find him on Facebook and dedicate that particular move to him just to make it funny so he would be pulled back into it so he could see that I didn't really care. Went on there, it turns out we apparently weren't Facebook friends. He just happened to see it because of one of our mutual friends. So I couldn't do it the way I wanted, but I decided that if people start making fun of me, instead of like letting it bring me down, I'm going to try to pull them in just to make them laugh about it the next time. So
I think that's awesome.
Oh, I get made fun of all the time. Like, Maria, remember I told you that day that it was the most awkward thing ever. I was with one of the guys I work with, and he had my picture of my, like, screenshotted of, like, my like page. And I was, like, I was just, like, so embarrassed. I was like, oh, my God, like, what the hell? Are they, like, all making fun of me in their group chat? Like, I'm the only girl that works here anyway. So I was just like, oh, my God. And then I was like, fuck it. Sorry, I hope no kids are around.
That's just my dog and my cats.
Pet kids. Yeah. And you definitely get over it. And then you get to a point where everyone just knows that's you and expects that of you. And then you get praised for it. And it's it's cool. Some people talk about it like not taking it, your ego is the thing that's going to be pleased by the likes, and your ego is going to be the thing that's disappointed by the lack of likes. So if you can remove, which is so difficult, but if you can remove that element and just remember why you're doing it, and like you said, like find fun, creative ways to like get the dust off your shoulders. I think that's really, humor is everything. And just doing it, practicing. The more you do it, the more you're just like, and I actually had a this is just, so Dwight, my fiance just says very direct things sometimes. And he said something that if I'm in the mood, I'll take it super seriously, or there's some times where I'd be totally fine. And it was something to the point of, oh, can you guys, like, and I get the fear. I have a fear of people thinking I'm obsessed with myself. Like, I don't want, because I hate, and I tell all my coaches this, I think, left and right, like, I literally hate every picture. I hate, like, it's hard to love. You're so hard on yourself. But other people might think that I'm all out taking pictures of myself and videoing and, so obsessed. So it's that balance of like, I put it out there to a point where some people might think I'm obsessed with myself. So it's like on the flip side, you have to be like confident in yourself, and then you have to be like aware that you're not so into yourself that you're posting things left and right. And just being at your core and knowing why you're doing it is paramount, because whether you're new or experienced, it's like just getting back to, being confident in your reasons. But I think that you're doing awesome. I mean, I'm really proud of all of you guys for putting yourselves out there. I know it's not easy, and whoever makes fun of you I guarantee you they're not doing it. They're not being vulnerable at all. I guarantee those are the people who are doing it. Well, cool. How about you, Kayla?
Hi, guys.
Hi.
So my goals for this month is to, I think my coach Brenda and I are going to do a clean eating group Probably gonna try to do that next Monday, so I'll be advertising this week for it. So she's got some people that she wanted to, like, they were in our group but didn't really like participate. Like, maybe. And so I was like, well, let's try doing like a free e-cleaning thing. So like we're not really talking about like a ton of like beach body, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I've never done one before, so I don't know if you guys have suggestions on what
What works?
you like, what works, and what. Because don't we have a template for that in our team page? Don't we?
Yeah, if you need me to send, I mean, you could easily make your own one up. The one I use, people have really liked it, I think, because just like I get that way, where the creating my own meal plan for the 21-day fix is a little overwhelming, whereas just a literal, like what Dana's doing for people is, but why there's a need for it is people feel simpler, the more outlined for them it is, the better, and then they can go from there. So I think it's a great stepping stone for 21-day fix or for any program in the eating. But when I'm really I hope I can do it tomorrow, but I'm going to share my videos I've posted, and like I did my first clean eating challenge, and it was the first one I did, so I think there was a huge response for it. And I uploaded videos, and it was a really powerful content builder, and I got a lot of people onto Shakeology. Not a lot, but like 4 or 5. But I made sure to post videos and just have really good content in water, just covering like 5, I guess, top things that are important in a clean eating challenge. But I'll try to remember are you guys frozen? Okay. You guys frozen. What's that?
Am I frozen?
No. Yeah. Go ahead. Yes. Yes.
So I'm gonna do that. I haven't really, yeah. So, and then what are some of my other goals? I've got to get myself back on track. I think this month is gonna be I'm gonna be very much so trying to like come back to, I don't know. I just feel like I've had so much stuff going on. I'm just like so distracted from like my own health and fitness. So, and I think that's kind of what I was telling you, Maria. Like, it's like I've got to like I can't help other people unless I'm like my head is in it. If my head isn't in it, then I can't help other people with it either. So,
right.
And I don't feel like totally disconnected from like working out and stuff. It's just like I feel like I'm dragging my feet. So, and I'm like just from moving salons to being sick to my friend stuff happening, and it's just like crazy. So, I'm definitely going to be focusing on that. I feel like that will help me at the beginning of the year, because I definitely feel like that's a big like testimony too. It's like, you know, you're going to have times when you have ups and downs, and you know, because I think that makes this just believable. That for me anyway, like it's like I can't expect to like be like so hard on myself either. So so those are like really my goals, to get the meeting thing done, and then I've got a few people kind of in the pipeline talking about doing programs for presents, like gifts and that kind of thing. So I'll probably start doing some like advertising for that, because I feel like that would be a good like kind of might get a few people kind of signed up for that as well.
Nice.
So
awesome.
I think it's the time of year too. Like every time this time of year comes, like I like to say that I don't, because I'm not like I'm like depressed, but it's just like you're just like lacking motivation. It gets dark at like 6 p.m.
Yeah.
It's tougher, and I think it really is. I think like seasonal like depression and just mood fluctuation. It just is like it happens to me every year on this time.
Yeah, me too.
But
Yeah.
I think it's just pushing through and like knowing that you don't want to go back to where you started.
Right.
You're trying to help people, so that's the same thing for me. It's like if I am consistent and share my posts, it helps me to be like, okay, well, these people are seeing that I'm doing it, so I'm motivating them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah,
everyone.
absolutely. And this is such groundwork for the months to come where it is the hottest time of the year. It's a $1 billion industry for a reason. And I'm sure it spikes, January, February, you're going to see it in the gyms, and that's where you guys will be, whether it's been struggling or imperfect. I mean, definitely the fact that you're putting it out there 2 times out of 7 days a week, or hopefully every day, or whatever you're putting out there, you're going to get, people to reach out to you. So,
One thing I like to remember too, Maria, I don't know if you guys have talked to anyone about this, but I have a lot of people that are really big gym rats, which is fine. But the good thing now is they can keep these programs on their phone. Like they can stream Beachbody on demand anywhere. So they can still do them in the gym if that's what they're more comfortable with, because the equipment's there. So if they're like, well, I don't have the money to go buy the equipment too. Well, you already belong to a gym. I mean, that's saying for people who already belong to a gym.
Definitely.
But I think that's something to consider too, because I don't know, I was just thinking about that because I've had so many people be like, well, like, I just have to be in the gym to get motivated, which is like, okay, like, first of all, I always thought that too. Like before I did Insanity Max and stuck with it, I didn't think I could ever do a home workout program. That I always had to be in a fitness class or whatever. So I think it's, one, good to see if there are fitness classes in their area, and 2, remind them that on demand they can stream.
That is a good reminder. And what I was it looks like Ben's about to say something, but what I found is that, especially because I'm going to be 30 next year, like in 4 months, the demographic when I was in my 20s was different than it is now. It's ever increasingly more. I need that 30 minutes, and I've seen that with classes. Like people come to my classes and they all have babies and move away, or they get a career change that doesn't have the same type of gym environment that they had when they were at the Y or whatever. It their season of life is gonna change regardless. That's the only constant is change. And that's why this is so effective, is because there's gonna be a time in somebody's life where they're traveling a lot, have kids, only have 30 minutes. I mean, just think of how long it takes to go to the gym and all that. I mean, the gym is a luxury. It really is. So you're and Danielle probably have a lot of people in your life, especially us, career women surrounded by people who that's social. It's time out of the office. It's time that they don't want to lounge around at home because they're not lazy. I know Maggie deals with it because she's got the Baltimore nurses and just very workaholic, work hard, play hard people. And they love their gyms and their houses are small. And so it's kind of like a no-brainer that they would work out at a gym. But I know some coaches like Tracy Warren, I'm sure it's available online, but she's gone the extent of any new program that comes out, she actually types out the workout and types out each. So hammer and chisel workout for today, she would break it down and then only provide it to her challengers. That way they could take it to the gym. I'm not doing that, but it is something to think about if you ever wanted to go that route.
Thing I thought was really funny, I wanted to share, was I was listening to one of those motivational videos that we kind of watched, some of the ones we watched at Platinum Edge. And first of all, if you're ever not feeling motivated, watch one of those. It's I swear, if you don't want to work out after you listen to one of those, something's wrong with your brain.
Oh, those videos?
Does it help? If you can't be motivated by those, they're awesome.
Yeah.
The one he's talking about why I think some people need to have that specific meal plan to follow. They're not very good at the 21-day fix, even though there's those options. They want someone to write it out for them, which I completely get. But it's because he was when you're fasting, it's easier to say no to a piece of cake than it is when you're on a diet, because when you're fasting, nothing's allowed.
Right.
The question. So it was just kind of funny. It's so true.
Yeah, it is and when Chris or Shailene talked about energy and why it's good to turn off Facebook, and this is something that Kayla, I think we all deal with, Kayla and I, right? Is just the energy it takes to make a decision. So literally having Facebook up during work for me is just draining my brain glucose, because I'm deciding to hide it. I'm deciding to comment back. I'm deciding not comment back. And I'm deciding everything is a decision to have all these distractions up. Imagine, if you have kids, Valerie, your kids, every time they pop in, that's a decision on what to say. And, that's just energy. And so if you're dealing with the salon from 9 to 9, that's a million decisions you made. By the time you come home, that energy is drained. And so it's just finding ways, just even little things like technology or whatever's distracting you or whatever's draining you. What do you need? What is important to you? And what's totally disposable? You know, what can you dispose of in your day that can keep you that energy available for things like a challenge group? And even today, I like wrote out my to-do, because now that I'm doing Periscope, everything that I'm doing could be overwhelming, but I'm writing a list every night before I go to bed to go down my list in the morning. That way it's like, and I'm not just sitting there scrolling through Facebook, because I don't have time for that. If I want to do my hammer and chisel workout before I get to work and check in with my challenge groups and all that. So I do a very clear checklist. It's in my email. That way I see it first thing, because I check my email first thing. And then the rest can sporadically be handled throughout the day. That works for me. Does anybody else do I know we always talk about power hours, but do you guys do lists for your day, or do you guys, anybody?
I do
Kind of.
them when I make them.
When you make them, yeah, they help. It's good.
Overwhelmed, like, I mean, you know me.
Yeah. I don't do them every day, but like, oh, go ahead.
No, it was just like, it does help just to at least have it written down, because then it's like one thought comes in, and then then I have to go and focus on surgery. And I think maybe that's a really good idea, is like completely turn off while I'm working, like at the hospital, unless I'm like between cases or something, like focus, or turn off my message notifications from Facebook and stuff, because like I said, like often they're like super. Yeah, like, I don't even want to see, like, that's what you said, like, it's a choice, like, draining energy, like, I don't even want to look.
Right. It is energy.
And then sometimes it's people that really want help, and I get that, but then I'm like, I read it and I'm like, shit, like, I don't have a good response right now.
Right.
And I forget. So it's like, just maybe if I turn that off, only check it twice a day.
Yeah, absolutely. I would, and I'm not perfect at it, but I've even like, I like hide my phone, even just having only the notifications on the computer versus on the phone and the computer. It's like stupid. It's like, echo, like I'm seeing the same stuff. It's exhausting. It's stupid. So that has helped and will help, especially and for me, it's like when I have more on my plate, I have no choice. It almost helps a little bit. Like sometimes, I mean, it's kind of more is less, which is weird, but more is less in the sense that if you have a lot to do in a 2-hour time frame, or for like power hour or whatever, you have no choice to like dilly-dally around. So you got to be organized. And that's why people with full-time jobs and a lot of moms who are at home with 5 kids do amazing at this, because they are clear. But cool. Well, anything else you guys want to go over? Any, like, I know we're working on motivation and staying inspired, but I think, again, the fact that you guys are here and you're working on yourselves and the national wake-up calls, maybe some extra vitamin D. I know I don't get outside enough when it's cold out, so I think that that's something I'm trying to be conscious of, to just cheer myself up. But yeah, what else did you guys want to go over tonight?
I had a question, 2 things. Ben and I are going to do the Platinum University.
Nice.
Something like to get myself back into like the business side, I think.
Awesome.
Because I have like the connection side. I feel like that's, but I think the business and the consistency standpoint, and kind of just focusing in instead of thinking of right now, just like kind of just overwhelmed of.
Yeah, like.
Sorry for this kick the cat.
I love all the pet cameos, like Ben and Valerie and Dana's. Mine doesn't like me right now. I think downstairs probably. Yeah, I think that's awesome. It's so nice to sit back and it's kind of like going to a class. It's so nice and having like Christine tell you what to do, or that 14-day jump start. If you guys aren't in that, that's my new, I talked about this last week, but I'm having all of my new coaches who are just trying to get their feet wet, definitely registered under Platinum Presenters. That's my like coach basics right now, is let me know once you've accepted. And then eventually those who didn't really jump into it, which none of them have, but wrangle them up after the new year with all the energy and see who wants to do a 14-day jump start together. So cool.
I wanted to say,
I'm sorry, go ahead, Ben. I just had a question.
I was going to say about the motivation. I was thinking about it because me, I always worked out in the gym up until I started this whole Insanity Max 30. And but it took like several weeks at the gym before I actually was motivated to keep going to the gym on my own. Most of the time, because I'd go in there, especially if I went like a year or two without working out at the gym, I'd go into the gym and I'd start working out and realize how far behind I am from some of the bigger people that were in there, or the more in shape people. So I think one of the things I've noticed is like first off, when it comes to getting motivated, and this might help Valerie's situation where she said she's only got a few people in her challenge group. For me, honestly, I think the more people you have in your challenge group, the easier it is for someone to want to drop out because there's other people to fill the void of that person giving up. Whereas, like, and me also, I think a lot of people go into an accountability system with someone that they're really close to. But if you're really close to somebody and you drop out, they're going to forgive you. They're not going to judge you because they know who you are as a person. And so I think one of the biggest things that's helped me extremely is I have no clue who Amanda is. Like, the only conversations we have are, like, she just one day was like, hey, I'm starting IM 30. And I was like, I'll jump in with you. And because I don't know her, I don't want her to think I'm this bad person. So I force myself to have to keep accountable with her. And, the fact that she's been the same way towards me. So I'd actually say that it'd almost be nice if I were to have, like, people under me who wanted to be successful. I'd almost think about pairing them up with someone else in the group who has the same idea. Keep myself really out of it, except for if they've got questions, and let them be accountable to each other. And, just leave me on the sideline to watch them. So I actually think it'd probably be kind of nice that you've got a smaller group because it's easier to feel like you're going to let someone down if you quit.
Yeah.
I agree.
That's
Good points made.
People get, I was going to say that too earlier, Val, like people get lost, I think, sometimes in the big groups.
Yeah, they can feel anonymous.
Right. And not that I expect my groups to be huge. They won't be at this point. But I think I don't know. I'm hoping that it's motivating enough, like because it definitely takes a certain personality to motivate others. And I hope that those that are in my group are of that personality.
Right. And you can,
you're motivating.
oh yeah.
I try to be.
Oh yeah. And you're good with people too, because a lot of it is what's their motivation language. Like, what are they motivated by? And even maybe going into that intimate conversation before it starts, like, hey, what motivates you most? How do you want me to handle things if you feel, or if I don't hear from you? I don't have that exact survey, but there's like that's what coaches do, is there's like a little list of questions that they can have everybody fill out before the challenge moves forward, especially if you only have 3. That's something that you could just touch on.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be great. Cool. Well, I know, let me think, big thing, Super Saturday, that's not till January, but keep that date available or look into that. That's the live version. And I know eventually once this new year rolls around and all that, I know we'll start to talk about Summit and hotel rooms or BB Go, whatever that stuff is. BB Air and Go. What is that? BB and Air. Airbnb. Whatever.
I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
It's like where people rent out their homes.
Yeah, not.
You don't listen to what I said, but it's really cool. But yeah, cool. Well, stay motivated. I know it's hard. Like maybe Dana will remember those videos that we watched. Those were awesome. Any videos she played.
I posted them. They're all on my Facebook page.
Oh, yay. So just check out Dana's Facebook page.
And if you click on them, like, and you go to the YouTube sites, like, they're just so many different ones. They're really cool. And, like, sometimes some of them are really long, but then you just can watch a snippet and be like, okay, I'm going to go work out.
Turn off all distractions, turn off the lights, and watch it.
Things that it's like, yeah, I've been feeling like about everything. And it's like, it's just something I have to fight through. It's like,
Definitely. I think we're all with you for sure. Does this help though? Like seeing each other and hearing each other's same.
Well, because I feel like, we all always put our best foot forward on Facebook, and I think I think I usually try to be like honest, but then flip it into something positive, you know, like, oh, I'm feeling this way. But I've really like, I've tried to share a little bit about how I feel, but you don't want to be like, totally like falling off the wagon, guys, you know, either. But like, I think when like, so like when I see Dana post pictures and her like abs, and I'm like, damn, she looks good. And I
Damn.
was like, damn, girl. And
And I'm like, no, I don't.
so it's like, if you feel that way, if like we feel that way, then I'm sure other people feel that way too. So it like maybe I feel like for me, like I know that like I am more relatable when I am more motivated by hearing people's like rawness and like that. I'm like, okay, yes, like, let's help each other get through this together. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
So, I think it helps me to hear other people have the same struggles because it's like it's not just me or not, you know what I mean? And it was talking to you last night, Maria, about like, you know, staying on track once you've like gotten somewhere. It's hard. It's a weird place to not weird, but it's different than losing weight. You know, that's actually quite a quick process, actually, like decently quick in the whole long run of your life of staying healthy, you know.
Right.
It might
And
be a year out of your, you know, 50-year life or 70-year life or whatever.
Right. Yeah, it was when I went on that Success Club trip, it was like with Aaron and Erica, and it was nice because we all could you just get coaches together and we're like, you have to fight that exhaustion of having, because you're helping challengers, but you don't always need to be I don't always need to be on the 21 to Fix. Like, I don't believe in being on that 365 days a year. I really don't. But I've learned so much from hardcore implementing it, and it's changed my palate. It's changed different cravings. But like Kayla and I have both dealt with, and Valerie, like just for me losing a lot of weight, I was like strict, dialed in, like no nonsense. And then when I got to a point where I felt really fit, and I don't even like saying, well, let it slowly creep up, but I just got more lifestyle friendly. I just went out and I had pieces of cake and I went out to eat. I wasn't so like Nazi about it. But there's times where you're going to still want to have a makeover. And I personally deal constantly with not being as lean and little, but having different muscle and a different shape, but still looking, I would like to think, athletic and very in shape. But then again, it's like, well, you can always lose weight. So it's just not getting psycho about it and helping people still, but then also putting your best foot forward. Like, it's a lot. So, and I think that's why the personal development is so important, because all of that goes on, all that noise goes on, but then you're like, what is it really about? And narrow in on just feeling good and helping others. And it's not a number on the scale. It's not how you look aesthetically. The only reason we put such an emphasis on pictures and stuff is because it's just, I always think of, it's like the headline and it's like you're giving people what they want, but at the end of the day, you're going to give them what they need. Like, just kind of, I feel bad saying tricky, but like the body shots work and the food shots work, and because you're basically competing with adorable babies and dog videos. Like, it's tough competition out there, so you got to be interesting.
That's so funny you say that because, go ahead.
No, I was just laughing because the picture that, like the Shaun T apparel, whatever, like, yeah,
Right.
I think I'm annoying that I'm obsessed with him, but like, it's so funny because Tucker's in the background of my picture, like sleeping.
Stealing the show. Oh yeah.
What were you saying, Val? Sorry.
No, I was going to say, Maria, that's so funny you say that. You know, we had many of us have had these big transformations where, you know, I've lost 40 pounds and I was hardcore at the very beginning. I mean, a year ago, I was every single day working out, trying to eat right. At this point, I wasn't even on Shakeology, but I'm now in that phase of, okay, I'm not working out every day. And I've been like that for probably 6 months of not working out every day. But I feel myself saying, my metabolism is still up, so I don't have to work out today. So then I get to the point where I may have a week where I only work out 3 times and I feel so down about it, but I'm still trying to, okay, how can I get people engaged and motivated if I'm not posting my workout videos? That's what I'm battling at this point. So I'm really trying to, be consistent and let people know that, you know what, I don't work out every day, because I think a lot of people think I do. You know, let them understand that it is manageable. I don't know. I'm just kind of in that limbo time too.
I think at like the end of the day, Val, like what gets me too is like, you know, when you finish a program, it's kind of like the same thing. It's not necessarily like I've had a major weight loss, but just the people saw you on this track, and now you're kind of like, what do I do? But I think what it has to come down to at the end of the day is like, it does have to at the end of the day come to you, and like it's not necessarily about like the way you look outside for working out, because then you're like, oh, you know, I ate that, but that's not going to affect me. You know, you can always find an excuse for the external part. But I think if you go back to how it makes you feel inside, and like if you really enjoy how you feel after, like that, I don't know, that's what helps me, because I've gotten off too. But when I go back to think of not just, there's that fine line of being motivating by being real and telling people, you know, I don't work out every day, but then it's also, then people might be like, well, you know, because it's the external stuff. I mean, I do it too. But I think when it comes down to how I feel after, and knowing that that's the one thing I count on every day just for me, like that's when I lose that, that's when I feel like everything slides, which is this time of year every year.
I agree. I feel totally different after I work out. So that's why I've been really trying to do it in the mornings rather than super late at night. But I didn't get it in this morning, so I'm going to hit it tonight. But
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah, it's tough. Like yours might be workouts, mine might be nutrition, or everyone's got that thing that's like, am I a big fraud because it wasn't perfect today? But at the end of the day, your not perfect is probably a heck of a lot more evolved than somebody else's, and just giving that encouragement, but being real, like we talked about. And it's like a broken record, but you'll figure it out. And I don't know, I have absolute confidence doing this for as long as I have, and I haven't been like, I help way more people not being drill sergeant strict, because when I was drill sergeant strict, it was all about me, but helping others, and then just, you know, doing my best, I've helped lots of people. And so I feel confident in the fact that I can help people without being perfect, because it's just not possible, honestly. Like that's an ideal. That's like a fantasy. So, just being happy with doing your best, I guess, every day, and pushing, and just, but I don't think any of us are sitting here not trying to be better though. Like doing your best, but obviously, you know, you're always striving to be better. So, well, cool. Well, that was a good hour. I thought that was a really good chat. Good job, guys. Cool.
Yes, thank you very much. Oh, thank you very much for posting that that team call with Julie and Jenny. That was awesome on engaging posts. That was very, very good.
Yes. It was a social media, power of social media I posted with Jenny and Julie. Yeah, I'm going to try to share any video that Julie shares, because Julie's mantra is, which is totally fair, and I think it's a good habit to get within the teams. Like she'll share a video, and she's doing a lot more. She never did this many. Like she has a call with Danielle Natoni and the top coach, Melanie Mitro, and a lot of these really amazing training calls. So anything she does, she has us share. She's like, I'm going to do it, posting it in this group. It's your job to share. And so I think that's, and then again, empowering, not doing it for everybody. Could you imagine like 1,000 people messaging you, or however big her downline is? But yeah, I'll continue to share that with you guys for sure. All right, cool. Well, I'll let you guys get to your animals and babies and partners and all that. So thanks for being on the call. I'll post the recording in the group.
Sounds good.
Go to your
Thank you.
Have fun with your partners. Bye.
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 Bye.